Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. This is an intraday for Bitcoin to see what happened and what it might happen next. So basically we have on the 1 hour chart the first scenario where we are in a wave 1 finished already in 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. Where we have finished of course this wave 1 and we moved in an A, B and a C for an expanding flat here, potentially of course expanding flat for a wave 2. And that means this, of course, wave B has hit exactly as required the wave B 1.38 fib level and moving toward the downside, of course, for wave C. Right now, we are looking at kind of like 1, 2, 1, 2, potentially wave 3, 4, and a 5. However, internally on the micro level, it doesn't really seems like a very nice impulse here. It looks like a little bit overlapping, but potentially that this is your wave 3, which is very short here, and you have an extended wave 5 where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. The wave 5 is extended. However, if this is the case scenario, therefore we have double 1, 2 here, we have a wave 3, 4 and a 5 towards the downside, that it might still be unfolding, of course, for lower prices. Now, in this case, of course, you would like to reach the 1.618 taken from the A to the B to the C in confluence with the 0.38 for a wave 2. An alternative scenario is that with this impulse toward the upside, potentially, if you are in an impulse here, however, I don't like the wave 2, of course, we have, now invalidate any potential scenario for wave 4. In case we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, for example, this is not a wave 4. This is definitely whether it is a correction wave C or it is a wave 2 for this scenario right now, which is working right now. So one of the scenarios today is out. It has took the invalidation for a possible one more move toward the upside as, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the wave 4 went very deep, taking, of course, the zone 1, which is not allowed. That means we are currently looking at a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Probably the impulse, okay, finished already there. And we're looking for a potential ABC toward the downside. Now, the last scenario, of course, that we don't forget is, of course, a potential ABC toward the upside, which is, of course, this one as an A, B, and a C, where rather than a wave 1, you finish a wave A and you have a very shallow wave B without reaching the 0.38 and the fib time 0.38 as well. And you start to move toward the upside as 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and a 5. And that means if you want to consider this, so this scenario is out, by the way, if we want to consider this as a wave 1 right now, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to reach the 1-to-1 fib level, this is also a potential scenario over there where we have reached right now. Here we go. It is we have reached even more than 0.38 for wave 2. So we can consider right now, we can start to consider a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside, that it might finish here an A, B, and a C for higher prices. Yep, so those are the possibilities right now. However, how we can make a connection, a perfect connection between them. Of course, the first thing that you want to invalidate right now is this scenario, right? This 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which is, of course, an A, B, and a C toward the upside. Currently, we are still inside the scenario until, of course, the 886. Until the 886, we cannot make sure that we are out of this scenario, so the probability is still there, of course, for higher prices in case we shift to 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And this was your WX and a Y potentially, or ABC, okay? So we have to keep in mind that the 886 still can be in play here until, of course, you take it and you take the low. Therefore, okay, we are aiming for a bigger wave 2 here. And therefore, we make sure that our count, okay, was the 1, ABC wave 2, and then moving toward the upside. But also, after the 886, after you take the 886, don't forget that it is also in confluence with this target for wave 2. So we have 3 scenarios, guys, here. And it is the 886 is in confluence with the 0.38 for this wave 1, 2. So in second rank right now as priority comes, of course, the 0.38. And that means, of course, this target or the 886 can be a target even for a big wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the upside. And of course, which is already the target as well for the final scenario that we have, of course, as a bullish here, which is around, of course, the 104K. So if we overlap, of course, the targets here, you can see that, yeah, that is a tiny difference, of course, between those targets. And that means that the price might still move anyway to this area, guys. Okay, so this is, of course, now showing most of the scenarios are aiming to this area. Okay, so this is what we would like to see here. Between the 105K and the 104K potentially, that the price of Bitcoin might move towards, and then of course move toward the upside again. Yep, so that was it for Bitcoin for this intraday on Friday. Don't forget that you might still have, of course, an ABC, and we move toward the upside, whether, of course, a 1-2 here or big 1-2, right? Big 1-2 and then 3-4-5, or even 1-2 and then 3-4 and a 5. So I would say currently you would like to see lower prices potentially, of course, and then moving toward the upside. If we see higher prices from now, you have to consider, okay, that this is the 1-2, 3-4-5 of a wave C. That was the conclusion. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.